This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning friends in this BA Master program. In today's session, we'll talk about logging pipeline audit data to Azure SQL database table. So what it means, let's say after copy activity, you are trying to copy multiple tables from Azure SQL database to the data lake storage Gen 2 or blob storage or Azure SQL database to Azure SQL database. It can be anything. Okay, so now what I want is I want to know the number of records read, the number of records copied. So all these details I need. Copy duration for copying customer data, copy duration for copying employee data, and extra I need all these details. How to get all these details? So how to get is you need to use you basically have to use SQL stored procedure. So basically which brings the data from which basically brings data, which basically collect all the audit logs from the copy activity. Okay, let me just show you now how our pipeline will look like. Very simple. We are already aware. What we are aware, we know there is a lookup activity which basically reads all the metadata tables. It will give it to the for each activity. Inside for each, if you want to use a get metadata activity, you can use. After that, you can use a if activity. Inside if, you can simply use a copy activity again. If the condition is true, use the copy activity. If the condition is false, you can just use some stored procedure for updating the status. Okay, so now what I want to do is today we also need to use something called after copy activity. Okay, after copy activity, what I want to do is I want to use some stored procedure which basically brings the audit logs. After copy activity, what I want to use, I want to use a audit log. So first I'll tell you, instead of taking this much complex things, I'll simply explain to you first. So let's say there is a copy activity, okay, which basically copies data from Azure SQL database, okay, Azure SQL database to blob storage. Are you getting? So which basically copies data from Azure SQL database to the, let's say, ingest data from SQL database to ADLS Gen 2. Okay. So after copy data, it is going to give you some details. Okay. What all details? First, let me finish this lab. How to copy data from SQL database to the ADLS Gen 2. So what all resources we need? We need a SQL database. We need a ADLS Gen 2. Okay. We need a ADF for copying the data from SQL DB to ADLS Gen 2. So now come here. Let's quickly do all those three labs. Okay. So let me create those three services. 1 second, just click on this. Yeah, now 1 second. Okay, so here you can search for your SQL database. Say SQL database, click on that, click create SQL database. Come down, so resource group, okay, just create a new resource group called Cloud Pandit iPhone Archie. Click OK. SQL database, okay, what you can do, Cloud Pandit SQL DB. Server name, create a new server, Cloud Pandit SQL Server 2106. So this is the username. So I'm just setting some password. Cloud@123. Cloud@123. Click OK. So click review prescript because everybody aware of this. That's why I'm just creating the database quickly. Similarly, let's create a ADLS Gen 2 as well. Okay, just click on this, sorry. Click on storage accounts. Click create storage accounts. Cloud Pandit -RG. So storage account name. So storage account name, you can say Cloud Pandit Store 2106. Advanced. Enable hierarchical namespace. Click view plus create. Click create. Okay. Next, which service we need? Service we need Azure Data Factory. Okay. Data Factory. Go to Data Factories. Create Data Factory. So resource group is Cloud Pandit -RG. Okay. So name of the data factory is Cloud Pandit PDF V2. Then 2106. Git configuration. Configure it later. We plus create. Create. Now SQL database is created. What is step 1? Go to SQL database. Click set server firewall. Add client IP. Allow agent services to connect. Save it. Okay. So once I save it, go back. Okay. So once this is done, go back. Click on query editor. Let's not connect through here because we need to create a stored procedure. And I'll show you properly. As I mentioned, open Azure Data Studio. Okay, so let's connect. Okay, click here. Server. What is the server here? Server is nothing but this one. Copy that server name here. SQL login. So this is the database name. Copy and paste the database name here. And username is I'm just entering my name. Password I'm just entering. Click connect. It is asking again.
Malaya, this is Jamal. Actually, yesterday also I was facing the same issue which you are facing now.
Let's see what is the issue.
The issue is the IP address is being changed, so you have to update it. I did it, but I don't know why it is happening.
I'll tell you what is the problem. Come to set server firewall. Come down. See, this is basically if you look at here, right? 103, 137, 198, 250. So it is basically changing range from 0 to 250. Now you need to add the range. How to add the range is add a firewall rule. Here my rule. Okay, you need to put here 103 dot. What is that? 137 dot 198.0. So from here to till 255, allow everything. So I'm just allowing everything. Okay, then save it. Have you did like this? Because if you see
No,
here,
actually, I did not do this, but I selected the next IP address and I
no,
connected. But
wait,
thank you
wait,
very
wait.
much for the clarification.
So 253 is basically we added, but now it is showing 250. Later it may show something else. That's why it is simply telling me add my subnet IP range is 198.0 to 198.255. So you just added that. I just added cancel this. Now click reconnect. Now you will not have any issue. You will be able to connect successfully. Okay, fine. Right click on this, click new query. Click new query. Okay, so now I'll create a simple one table. I'll create again. I've given to you multiple tables, syntax, how to create tables and insert data, right? Anybody have those things? Okay, fine. I'll just cloud pandas SQL DB. Okay, fine. So now let's try to create a. Yeah. So let me create a simple table. Create table cast. Creating. You just give some name. Okay. Insert into cast values or um, so create a custom table and insert records into the custom table. Okay, I just have completed this. 5 records, like I created a custom table and inserted 5 records into that particular table. So now what we are going to do is we are going to copy this entire data into the data lake storage gen 2 using ADF. Okay, now come to ADF, go to resource, open Azure Data Factory. Author tab, monitor tab, click new linked service. So first one is SQL database, Azure SQL database. Yes, for Azure SQL DB. Subscription is this. Server name is this. Database name is this. Test connection. Connection successfully created. Click new linked service. Option 2. Cloud Pandit store 2106 test connection created. Come to author tab, create a pipeline. As you know, we need to create a, let's say, copy data. What you want to copy? So from source is a SQL database. DS for is a SQL DB. Linked services are these. So I don't want hard code. I'll just pass it dynamically. How we can do that? Create a two parameters. DS param for source schema. DS param for source table. Come and use them here. See, you are aware of all these things. Don't be silent. Okay. Source table. Similarly, come to sync side. Now we need to load this data into Gen2 CSV. Linked server. First browse it. So you don't have anything. That's why you just give your cost out. You cannot import any schema as a folder or files. Nothing is existed. Click OK. But we need to pass that container name also dynamically. So that's why what I'll do, I'll not hard code anything. I'll create a parameter here. So ds param for sync folder. See, these are basics we discussed. Everybody aware of this? So now you are copying data from here to there. So we know schema is DBO. We created a table called cost. We need to load this data into the cost out. Okay. Now just to debug. So this is succeeded. So when succeeded, you can see a lot of things here. The number of records read is how many? 5. Number of records written is how many? 5. Copy duration, how much time it took? 11. What is the start time? What is the status? What is the run ID? Oh, sorry, that is the activity run ID. Okay. Basically, we need to take pipeline run ID. So like this, whatever details you need, if you want a queue time, transfer time, start time, DI used parallel copies. So if you want peak connection, data read, data written, all this information, whatever you feel important, you can collect all that and store it in a table. Okay, let's say I'm creating one table now. Okay, so when you are creating a table, create table, audit logs. Now, what all information you want to collect it from the copy activity, you need to decide first. Let's say I want to make sure I need to have a data factory name. From which data factory this is running? I need a data factory name. So you can say simply ADF name. So name means what type? What is the data type? Factor of 50. Clear? Okay. So give the comma here and they add the second column. What else you need? Pipeline name, PL name. Next, run ID I want. You need to decide what data you need, but commonly whatever we take in real time, I'm just taking. Okay. Next, records read. Okay. Records read. is a number. It will give you a number, that's why int. Records are written, it's a number. You are seeing right here, you can see rows written, records read, or rows read 5. Number it is, okay. Next, copy duration is also the seconds, the number of seconds it will give you, that's why copy duration also in int. Next, status. Status is what type? Status is what type, Prudvi?
It's varchar. So the int type, sir. Yesterday we have taken one for success and 0 for failure.
So status is a varchar again, okay, varchar 50. Next. So whenever it is highlighting here, it might be some keyword, you try to put it in the, it's not a problem. Next, what else we wanted to take? Execution, okay, exec start time, date time. So date and time both it will give you, basically you see date is there and time is also there, that's a date and time. Execution end time. So is this fine? So in the future, if you want to take more details, that also you can able to take very easily. Clear? So this
Can
is
we
the
take
audit.
load date as well? Load date.
Load data. Load date means current date.
Yes.
Yeah, load date also you can take. So date time. Next, what else? Okay, let's take only these things and we can continue to create a table. All of you clear on this? Why I taken only these? In the future, if you want to take any other things, you can able to create clear. So this is the audit table. Now let's say I want to insert data into this table. Can you all give me an insert statement? Everybody insert one record and give it to me for this table. How you will insert the one record into this table? Everybody has to write a insert statement and give it to me. I'm giving you 4 minutes now. The time is 7:26. I'm giving up to 7:30. Please give me everybody, okay? Okay. So I realized what you people can give. You people are simply teaching me the syntax. Insert into audit underscore logs values. Okay.
But Malay, ideally these values should come from the pipeline.
Yes, hold on. I'll tell you. Okay. See here, I'm just inserting one value. Okay, ADF name is my ADF. Pipeline name is my PL. Okay. Let's my PL. Next one is run ID. Let's say run @ 123. Okay. Records read is, let's say integer 10 records, 10 records written. Copy duration 10 seconds it took. Let's say 15 seconds it took. Status is succeeded. See there. Next. Execution start time, say 2022 06 21 10 minutes 10 seconds 10 hours 10 minutes 10 seconds. It started, it executed up to 2022 0621 10 10 25 seconds. Load date is, let's say 21 sorry 2022 06 21. Let's take only date, because if you want time also you can take, okay, but just I'm taking date. Okay, so you just take date of load date, because we did not say load date time, it said date, so I just put date. So this is how you are going to insert. Okay, so this is the basically this is how you'll insert. But now using stored procedure I want to insert. How? Create procedure. Procedure name is audit logs underscore USP as begin end. In between I want to put this particular insert query. Okay, but let's say I hard coded my ADF name. I don't want hard code, I want to create a parameter. How to create a parameters and get it from the stored procedure? Sri Lakshmi, tell me. Very good. First one is at the rate ADF name is the parameter. You can give any name of the parameter. That parameter of type you need to declare here. ADF name is a varchar 50. So first parameter is complete. Now pipeline name also I need to get it dynamically. What you need to do? At the rate PL name. So you just put it here, comma, at the rate PL name, varchar T, comma, next. So run ID also I want to get it dynamically. What you will do? At the rate run ID. So you just put it here at the rate run ID, varchar of 250 you take. Because this is a very lengthy number. It's not a very simple one. Take up to 500, no issue. Next, comma. So records read, I want to make it dynamic. Records read. Copy this, put this here, it's an integer. Next parameter also I want to make it dynamic. Records written. So records written also I want to make it as a dynamic. So what is this? Copy duration, CP duration. I just put it. CP duration. Put that CP duration here. Status. The rate status. Varchar of 50. Start time. Date time. At the rate end time. Date time. Okay, here you can put start time and this is what next parameter is end. Load date. Load date is date. Take just this parameter, just put it here. Okay, clear? How simple it is. Only thing is you created audit logs table and you created a parameterized stored procedure which basically pass all these values to the audit table. Okay, now first I'll create this audit log table, then come down, I'll insert all this audit log table I'm just created, and I created stored procedure. But now how the stored procedure will work, let's test it. Okay, so let's say this is the stored procedure and I'll pass all these values. Okay, ADF name, my ADF, PL name, my PL, run ID, my run ID, something I'm putting. Okay, records read, I'll say 10. Records written is 10. Copy duration is 15 seconds. Status is succeeded, I'll say. Next date time, start date time is 2020. Let's say 01, 0, something. something I'm giving. Okay. No need to be exact one because now this is not a pipeline values, right? 20, 22, 06, 22. Okay. So now before I execute the stored procedure, I want to test my audit log table. Nothing, there is no data. Now I am executing this stored procedure. When I'm executing the stored procedure, I passed my ADF for this name. This will come and sit here. Next, my PL. So I assigned this, that is passing to here, meaning all these values will be passed here and it basically insert this details into the audit table. Let's see, is it working or not? Run it. One row affected. Now you test it and see. You have this data or not? Yes. You have this data or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now I don't want to hard code it. I want to take it from the ADF. How? Very simple. Now you see, come here. After copy, put stored procedure, settings, linked services, SQL DB, because our stored procedure runs in SQL DB. Stored procedure, this is the stored procedure name. Import parameters. So ADF name, how to get ADF name dynamically? Here you click on add dynamic content. You see system variables. If you go data factory name, just click on this, it will give you formula or dynamic content. Next, PL name. How to get the PL name? Add dynamic content, system variables, the pipeline name. Next, run ID. Add dynamic content. Pipeline run ID, select it. Okay. These three are basically based on the pipeline. Copy duration, is it pipeline level or activity level information?
Activity level.
Activity level.
End time, is it a activity level or pipeline level?
Activity.
Activity level.
Records read, is it a activity level or pipeline level?
Activity level.
Records written?
Activity level.
Start time? Status?
Activity level.
All these things are basically based on copy activity. That's why CP duration, add dynamic content. Let's say you traveled from Hyderabad to Bangalore. Now I want to know your travel time. You will get once you reach the destination, once you get the output, or before you get the output only you can know like how much time it took to travel. When you will get the time duration, how much time it took?
Once you reach the destination.
Once you receive the destination, meaning once you get the copy activity output, on that you will come to know copy duration. That's why the activity of copy data that output that copy duration. Got it? You need to simple see. You select this copy activity, it will give you up to output. On this you can say copy duration. Click OK. Okay. Next, load date. Add dynamic content. Load date. Yeah, I'll tell you load date later. Next, records read. The number of records read will you get after output or before output only you will come to know the number of records read?
After output.
After output only, again, okay, add dynamic content. So this is output. On this you have to say rows read. Rows read, okay. I'll tell you how you know it's a rows read, why not a records read, how you'll come to know those things, I'll explain. Next, records written, add dynamic content, copy duration. Rows copied, okay, rows copied. Start time. So start time of the copy activity will you get after output or before when it is started?
When you started.
When it started.
On output, remove output. Here we can say execution start time. Similarly, end time also, once the execution is ended, then only you'll get output. That's why end time also not an output, directly will have execution end time. Status of the copy activity, you can also get it directly. Okay, status. So output state, you no need to say output status. Okay, when the output is generated means there is a pipeline status readily available. Okay, that's why copy data activity status. Load date means basically you need to generate current UTC now, but you need to format it. That's why what I'll do, format date time. UTC now. Okay, YYYMMDD. Okay, click OK. These are the stored procedure we have. This is a copy activity. This is a stored procedure. Okay. Now when I
Sir,
debug, what happens?
So how
Yes.
can we know the start time and end time, sir, as you?
Everything I'll tell you. First, let me explain this. I'll tell you how to understand execution start time only, rows read only, rows copied only. Everything I'll tell you. First, is it working or not working? You see. Copy activity is running. See, copy activity is completed. Now stored process is running. It is succeeded. When it is succeeded, what we are expecting in an audit log table, there is a new entry we are expecting. See, the entry is this is the ADF name, this is the pipeline name, this is the run ID. You can see E4A6. See, E4A6. This is the run ID. Okay, records read is 5, records written is 5, copy duration is it took 18 seconds, status is succeeded, start time, end time, load date. Got it? Now this is all good, but how do you know? So this particular execution start time is available on directly on this, not on output. Do one thing, you put execution start time 1. Okay, now you run it. One by one I'll teach you how to learn all these things, because documentation you need to search everything. Instead of going through documentation and searching everything, I'll tell you here itself how to get all the required information for us. See, it is failed. On failure error message, if you say it clearly states saying that execution start time 1 is not available directly on this copy activity. Available properties are pipeline name, pipeline run ID, activity run ID. See, execution start time is there, execution end time is there, status is there, and output is also there. Got it? Got it? So what all we have used? We used execution start time, we used execution end time, we used status, we used output. You see here? See, status we used, execution start time we used, execution end time we used, output we are using. Now let's say this one I'll correct it. Okay, this is good. On output, what all are there? On output, copy duration is there. I know. I'll give wrong name, so that it will tell you on output you don't have copy duration 1. The available properties are, it will tell you. So it will be easy for you to get all the information instead of going through documentation and getting that somewhere something will miss. You have to struggle a lot. Okay, now you see, click on this. It will tell you copy duration 1 cannot be evaluated because copy duration 1 does not exist. Available properties are, you see here, rows read, rows copied. Rows read means how many records read, how many rows copied. Okay, copy duration, you see here. Okay, we used only this, but as I mentioned, duration in queue, how much time copy activities in queue. Okay, execution details, parallel copies, peak connections if you want, files written. Okay, so all these things, if you want to get it, all these things are possible. throughput, errors, anything, billing reference, user used data integration, effective integration runtime. So all that information will be there here, right? So all this information, see, throughput, start time, DIUs, parallel copies, queue, transfer. So everything you can get it if you want, but we won't take all other things which are not relevant to us. Okay, cleared all of you now? Everybody got it?
Yes.
Okay. So if it is a single table, you know, this is how you need to know. Let's say I'm talking about multiple tables. When we are talking about multiple tables, what happens is you need to put two things here. Source schema. Source schema is varchar 50. Okay, one second. So give me 1 minute, I'll be back. Okay. Okay, so now when we talk about multiple tables, so here you see you don't have any information. This records or belongs to which table, right? So that is basically we are missing. That is the mistake from my end. So when we are talking about multiple tables, we need to take that information as well. Let's say now I'm talking about audit logs 2, table 2 I'm creating. So in this I will add two more columns called source schema varchar of 50, comma source table varchar of 50. So two more columns added. So when two more columns added, so audit logs 2 underscore USP. Here also you need to add two more parameters at the rate source schema varchar of 50 source table varchar of 50. Everybody got it? So this is audit log 2 table. So we need to take two more parameters. This is SRC schema varchar of 50. Push it. SRC schema comma SRC table. That's all. So I'm creating a audit log table 2, audit log 2, and I'm creating another stored procedure. Now when we execute this table, we'll have more information. We'll have source schema, source table, ADF name, PL name, all these things I'm going to pass it from the Azure data factory. Now you just have seen how to pass all those things, how you will know what names you need to use. Cleared all of you? Now I'll just show you for multiple tables how to fetch multiple tables, how to fetch audit logs. Basically you can able to get it for experienced people, but some freshers who are not that much quickly grasp the things, so they need some help. Okay, that's why I'm showing you now. So I already have some table called cust. Now I'll create a table called emp. Create emp employee eid int employee name employee name varchar 50 employee salary. It's an integer. Let's say simple. Insert into employee values are 11 Deepak. Salary is 1000 rupees. 22 3 2000 3 say Rahul 3000. Okay, simple. I am giving something. Create employee table. Now you just have seen I have a cust table already available. Select star from cust. Similarly, I also have an employee table. So I need a metadata table for maintaining these two. Create table metadata. So I need two things, right? Source schema, varchar of 50, source table, varchar of 50, sync folder, varchar of 50, is active int status varchar 50. It's simple. Now insert into metadata. Source schema is DBO for both the tables. So insert into metadata values are DBO. Our source table is cust. Sync folder is cust out. Is active equal to 1 and status equal to ready. So basically I'm just inserting, but we are not making any changes to it. So this is orders. Order out is a 0. I am just making it as inactive. Next to this is employee table. This is a emp out 1. Okay, so this is the metadata table I'm creating and I'm inserting. You are aware of all these things, isn't it? Everybody aware, right? Only new people or whoever not practice the earlier session, they might be able to understand. Because this is very simple one. Clear? Any questions still here?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm just moving on to here. Let's create a new pipeline. So which activity I need to use for reading metadata? Lookup. Okay, let's quickly read a lookup. So lookup basically we are using to read metadata table. Come to settings, click new, SQL database. This is SQL database. The linked service. Table name don't give because we need to filter out inactive records. That's why click OK. So uncheck this first row only. Come to query. We know, right? We need to select a query here. What I need to do? Can you all give me the query for this? So this is the metadata table. I need only active records. Can you all give me the query? Yesterday also we used.
Select star from share condition.
Select select
Star
star
from
from
metadata. Where is active equal to 1.
Okay, very good. Select star from metadata where is active equal to 1. That's all. Very simple query, right? Yesterday also we all used. Simple. You just put it here. Just to preview this. So cust out, employee out. Is active equal to 1. Status is ready. Okay, fine. Now you use for each activity. You need to pass it. How to pass it before the debug and check the output. So what is the output of lookup activity? So this is the output. Copy to clipboard. Put all this information here. So here this is item 1. This is item 2. How to pass this output to the for each activity? Bring the for each activity here. Settings. One by one sequential I want to go. What I need to give here, tell me.
Lookup one value array.
Go inside for each, I'll use a copy activity. Copy data activity. So for copy data activity, I already created a source SQL DB with the parameters, sync DB with the parameters. Okay. So now I need to pass here. So what is the item 1? In this item 1, we have information, source schema, source table, sync folder. What I need to do? Item dot. Here what I need to do? Item dot source schema. Okay.
Source schema.
Yes, item dot source schema. What about this?
Source table. Item dot source table.
Dot source table. Item dot source table. Come to sync. Here what I need to pass? Item dot
Sync folder.
you can see here what it is. Sync folder. You can just pass. Okay, done. Now after this copy activity, I need to use the stored procedure. Okay, bring the stored procedure activity. So first time after copy activity, it will call the stored procedure. It will insert one row. When it is copied second table, again it call the stored procedure to insert second row. Okay, like that, one by one. So this is a linked service. So this is the stored procedure. Okay, to import parameters that we need to pass it to here. So here if you see, right, source schema and source table, how to pass it? Same item dot source schema. Got it? Because same table name it has to go here. Similarly, source table means item dot ADF name. So data factory name. Click OK. Copy duration. Okay, first let's go one by one. Pipeline name. Add dynamic content, system variable. So this is a pipeline name. Select pipeline name. We just have learned that lab. Okay. Next run ID. Click here. Add dynamic content, system variables. Run ID is nothing but this. Okay. Start time, status, what's with all these things based on what? Copy activity. That's right. Just select copy activity output dot. Please mute everybody. Mahesh, go mute Mahesh. Oh, you people won't understand. Copy duration. Click OK. End time. How to get the end time? On output or directly? Yes, on directly. Execution. End time. Load date. Load date, as I said, format date time. You just pass here UTC. You can also expect in which format you want. I want in which format is one y name hyphen dt. Click OK. Records read. How to get the records read? Output dot rows read. How to get rows written? Output dot rows copied. Start time. Execution. Start time. Status. Oh, sorry. Status is copy data dot status. Click OK. Okay. So these are the things you can see here. Copy data one dot status, copy data one dot execute start time, item dot source table, item dot source schema run ID, output dot rows copied, rows read, pipeline, format, date time. So everything is there. Okay. So now what happens? Properties of case sensitive or not? No, those are not case sensitive. Okay. Just to debug. So first lookup will give two tables information to the for each activity. For each will call copy activity. Copy activity will copy first table. Then it will call the stored procedure to collect the customer table related audit information. It will log it into the audit table. Then it will copy EMP table. That EMP table again it will copy. So EMP table related audit information again we are capturing into the audit table. How to pass pipeline status? So see, there is no pipeline status here. So if you want pipeline status, you need to call it from the master pipeline. Master pipeline means from one pipeline you need to call the other pipeline. So if it is a succeeded, you need to put success. I'll tell you how to do that. Come here. So now come here and you can say audit table 2. See, customer table and employee detail. So customer table 5 records we read and we have written. It took 15 seconds. So employee table 3 records read and written. It took 24 seconds. You may ask why time. So it's the queue time it will be more. So it has to get the resources. Once it get the resources, it will finish in 3-4 seconds only. Very few records, right? That's why. Okay. So very few records, you don't need to worry about this copy duration. But you see all other details are successfully we got it. Okay. Clear? Any questions? Now, somebody asked how to get the pipeline status. How to get the pipeline status? You call the execute pipeline activity you need to use here, and you call pipeline 2. Okay, and here you need to use a stored procedure. So if it is a succeeded, on success only you are running. So directly pipeline status parameter if you have, you can hard code it saying that it is succeeded. That's why the stored procedure is running. If it is failed, the stored procedure will not run. So status you don't need to come. You don't need to take it. The reason is why we need a hard code is we don't have any parameter which says pipeline status. Let me see. I also did not remember. Is there any pipeline status? See, you don't have any pipeline status. Got it? Next. Any other questions?
Yes, Malia. Can we add the store procedure after update the metadata?
After update metadata?
Yes, after the procedure update metadata to update the metadata.
Yeah, you can do that. See, that I have not explained because yesterday we have discussed. So you no need to do after metadata, after audit logs. At the same time, you can call your second stored procedure, which basically update the statuses, right? You can just put that here, and on success, you run both the stored procedures at once.
Okay, so I can put store procedure when it's failed, and the store procedure update metadata in the same query line.
Yeah, see, if
After
you want
copy
to
action.
execute the stored procedure on failure and succeeded, you just a clone of this, and you just also mark this as on failure. This it has to run.
Exactly, and because after for update metadata is going to be before or after the logging store
No,
procedure.
you no need to do them in a sequential. You can just put them parallel. So both the things will be done once. Auditing will be done and status update will be done at once.
Okay.
Succeeded. Similarly, on failure also, if you want to take audit logs, you just cloned it and you can say on failure, I want to run these two set. So now let me auto align. Now you see on failure, these two will execute. On success, these two will execute. So stored procedure one is for audit logs, stored procedure two for update status. Next.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if no questions, then thank you all. Thank you. That's all.
Malay, where it is taking the status, success or failure status?
Which status? Which activity status?
Type, if it is in exit pipeline, where we are mentioning pipeline status.
Pipeline status, if you have taken a one more column called pipeline status, then you can able to see that particular columns here, right? So in that case, what you can do, you can simply hard code it instead of passing like this. You can just hard code that value as a success. After execute pipeline activity, you can call the stored procedure pipeline status. You can pass it as a success. Hard code it. That's what I'm saying. Got it?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Malaya,
Yes, Asim.
How can I get the error message? Let's say you're running this pipeline, the process failed, maybe because of a database error or something like this. Can I get that error message?
Right.
Can I insert that error message?
What I've shown you, I'm just for your understanding, I'm showing you. Error we have seen already. Where you have that error? So when you click on this, you see error messages. Errors. If you use errors, you'll get the error details. Okay.
Like I want to see the actual error message itself. Let's say this record is failed due to constraint error. Maybe.
See, there won't be such type of scenario. It will simply say there is it will not display in the it will not display record in the error message. Whatever is displayed in the error message, that message it will capture it. Okay, you just add one more column called error, and you can just collect that error message from the copy data activity. Suppose copy activity is failed. Let's say I'm just making it as failure, first one. Just debug. The copy activity is going to fail. So you can just get it, this information. You see, this is the all information, but how to understand is here. See, rows read is 0 because there is a failure. Copy duration is 6 seconds. Now, if you want this message, what you need to do? You need to take output dot errors of 0 because this is the 0th index of message. You need to say like this. Output copy activity dot output dot errors of 0 dot message. Okay. Clear? You try it. If you get any other, let me know.
Malaya, for every development, every scenario in real time, we will use this audit log.
Yes. Every scenario means in the ingestion, especially in ingestion, we need to track all the details. That's why we will have all this information.
Yes, Malia, can you send us the code, please?
Which code?
The tab creation and the procedure. Yes, thanks.
Sure. Okay.
Sir, in real time, there must be so many tables, right, sir? We have to create for every table. We have to create metadata, sir.
Why for every table you will create? You will again start from the beginning, Prithvi. That is the problem. Why you will create a metadata table for every table? If you have 100 tables, you will just insert all the 100 tables in the metadata table. In the same pipeline will do everything. You no need to change at all anything. Only metadata table. If you adjust everything else is same.
Okay.
Understand the concept, Prithvi. Okay, join tomorrow at 6:30, Prithvi. I'll clarify if you have any doubts. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then thank you all. Thank you.